everything is about to change on the Heartland Ranch. Season 19 isn't just another chapter. It could be the most dramatic, emotional, and game-changing season we've ever seen. With new romances, shocking betrayals, surprise returns, and secrets that threaten to tear families apart, Heartland is preparing to go places it's never gone before. And thanks to newly leaked storylines, on-set updates, and a few cryptic comments from the cast, we may already know more than we're supposed to. So buckle up. What happens next at the ranch will surprise even the most loyal fans. Heartland Season 19 officially entered production on May 29, 2025, and fans couldn't be more excited. After a long wait following the Season 18 finale in November, cast and crew have finally returned to Alberta to start filming what could be the most emotional season in years. The CBC has confirmed the renewal, and Amber Marshall, who plays Amy Fleming and now serves as one of the show's producers, has already teased that this season will go back to Heartland's roots, and yet take bold new directions we've never seen before. What does that mean exactly? Well, let's start with the atmosphere. While Season 18 dealt heavily with drought and the environmental challenges Alberta ranchers face, real-life weather threw a curveball at the production team. Instead of dry, cracked land, the crew returned to lush green pastures. Amber even joked in an interview that they were filming a drought storyline in what might be the wettest season Alberta has experienced in recent memory. That contrast between reality and fiction is already shaping the tone of the new season. What you see may not be what you expect, and that goes for the characters as well. But let's talk about what everyone's wondering. What's next for Amy? Season 18 ended with Amy taking a huge emotional step, sharing her first on-screen kiss with Nathan, a character who started out as a rival but slowly earned her trust and affection. For some, this moment was long overdue. For others, it felt like a betrayal of the past. But here's where things get complicated. According to behind-the-scenes chatter, Season 19 won't just focus on Amy moving forward, it will also show her coming to terms with the past in ways that could bring back one of Heartland's most beloved characters. Yes, we're talking about Ty. Now, before fans get too excited, here's the truth. Ty isn't coming back as a living character, but he may appear in powerful, emotional flashbacks. Multiple reports suggest that Amy will begin having dreams and memories of Ty, especially as she tries to open her heart fully to Nathan. These scenes, described by insiders as new but familiar, are expected to include never-before-seen footage, perhaps filmed privately with Graham Wardle, who played Ty for over a decade. Rumors say Amber personally reached out to Graham to return as a guest star in a limited capacity, and their real-life friendship may have convinced him to say yes. If true, this could bring the closure fans have been longing for. A chance for Amy to honor Ty properly before stepping into a new chapter. That's not all. There's word going around that Amy and Nathan's relationship won't be easy. Far from it. In fact, one of the biggest sources of tension in Season 19 will be Nathan's sister, introduced briefly in the Season 18 finale. According to leaks, she's about to become one of the season's main antagonists, someone who will stop at nothing to destroy Amy and Nathan's peace. She doesn't trust Amy, she doesn't trust the Bartletts, and she sees their relationship as a threat to her own control over the Price beef empire. Her arrival is expected to stir up old rivalries between the ranches and ignite new ones. Several fans believe she'll go as far as manipulating contracts, sabotaging cattle deals, and even trying to spread lies about Amy's past. And if Amy and Nathan ever consider marriage, which some insiders claim they do, the stakes will be higher than ever. What's even more intriguing is how the ranch itself becomes a symbol in Season 19. From what we've heard, Amy and Nathan may view their marriage not just as a romantic step, but as a way to legally unify their ranches and fight back against outside forces. But with family tensions rising, not everyone is going to be on board with that plan. And there's another character who might not be ready to let go. Caleb. Yes, Caleb. Longtime fans know his loyalty to the Bartlett family, his deep respect for Ty's memory, and his own quiet feelings for Amy. Season 18 hinted at unresolved emotions, but according to some early story drafts and leaks, Season 19 may push Caleb into the spotlight in a whole new way. Some insiders suggest he'll confront Amy directly about his feelings, possibly before Nathan proposes. And if Amy rejects him, there's talk that Caleb may leave the ranch altogether. This wouldn't just affect Amy. It would shake the entire foundation of Heartland. Caleb has been a steady presence for years, a fan favorite and a loyal friend. Watching him walk away would be heartbreaking. but it may be necessary for Amy and Nathan to truly move forward, if they even can. And that's only scratching the surface. In the next section, we'll talk about the future of Lou, the return of politics, and why Katie could become the new face of Heartland sooner than anyone expected. If you think the biggest surprises of Season 19 end with Amy and Nathan, think again, because one of the most powerful storylines this season might not take place in the stables or on horseback, it might unfold in the political arena. That's right, Lou could be making a dramatic return to politics, and this time, it's not just about ambition, it's about survival. With price beef growing more aggressive and local ranchers struggling to stay afloat, there are rumors that Lou will take matters into her own hands. After all, we've seen before how capable she is when it comes to business and leadership. But this time, the stakes are personal. The Bartlett Fleming Ranch is in danger, and Lou may be the only one who can protect it on a larger scale, by going head-to-head with powerful corporate interests in public office. Sources suggest that Lou's storyline this season will revolve around her choice to run again, possibly for mayor or even a higher provincial office. But this isn't just about politics, it's about family, because her decision will cause major conflict within the ranch. Not everyone agrees with the idea of Lou becoming a public figure again, especially when it means exposing family affairs to political scrutiny. Some scenes are rumored to show Lou making tough calls, choosing public responsibility over personal comfort, and even clashing with Amy over what's best for Heartland. Fans who loved Lou's strength in earlier seasons will finally see that fire return, but with more complexity than ever before. And while Lou faces her battles in town, a quieter but equally powerful transformation is happening back at the ranch, with Katie. Katie, now stepping into young adulthood, may be on the verge of becoming the future of Heartland. At the end of Season 18, her storylines felt secondary, almost filler. But Season 19 is changing that. According to early leaks, producers are shifting focus toward the next generation, and Katie's journey is at the center of that plan. She's now around the same age Amy was when the show began. And in a poetic full-circle moment, there's talk that Katie will experience her own version of young love, with a new character fans haven't met yet, a boy from a neighboring ranch, possibly tied to the Price Beef family, which would make things even more complicated. Why does this matter? Because many fans, and even some insiders, believe Heartland is preparing for a generational shift. While Amy's story continues, Katie's arc could grow stronger and more central over the next few seasons. Some are calling her the next Amy, others aren't so sure. But one thing is clear, Season 19 will be her turning point. And let's not forget Georgie. While she didn't have a major presence in Season 18, whispers around the set suggest that Georgie might make a surprise appearance this year. Nothing is confirmed, but fan speculation, and a few social media hints, point to a possible guest arc. If she returns, it would tie directly into Katie's growth, offering support, advice, and possibly even passing the torch. Still, with all these new storylines developing, there's a looming question. How long can Heartland maintain peace within the family? Because it's not just external forces like Price Beef threatening them. It's internal pressure, unresolved grief, unspoken feelings, and long-held resentment. And all of this will come to a head in what's rumored to be one of the most emotionally intense mid-season arcs in the show's history. Multiple leaks point to a huge confrontation involving Lou, Amy, and Jack, a three-way emotional breakdown over the future of the ranch. Jack, the Rock of Heartland, is said to question whether the family has lost sight of what really matters. He's reportedly shaken by Lou's political ambitions, Katie's growing independence, and Amy's willingness to risk everything on a new relationship. Fans should prepare for some deeply emotional scenes where family members say things they can't take back. Secrets may be revealed, including one long-held truth about Marion, Amy, and Lou's mother that could change the way they see her legacy forever. One source hinted that an old journal belonging to Marion might surface, revealing choices she made that still affect the ranch today. Whether this storyline is true or not remains to be seen, but it lines up with the season's deeper theme legacy: who we are, what we inherit, and what we choose to carry forward. Season 19 isn't just about horses or romance. It's about identity. And with so many characters at a crossroads, Amy deciding whether to remarry, Lou debating a return to power, Katie stepping into her own future, the show is digging deeper than ever. The calm, green fields of Alberta may look peaceful, but beneath the surface, war is brewing. If the rumors about Heartland Season 19 are true, then what lies ahead isn't just emotional drama or romantic tension. It's a full-scale battle for control, legacy, and survival. And this time, it's not just between ranches, it's inside the Heartland family itself. Let's start with Price Beef. At first glance, they may seem like the typical rival ranch with money, power, and ambition. But what fans discovered in the Season 18 finale was far more sinister. The brief introduction of Nathan's sister, cold, calculating, and clearly hiding something, was no coincidence. According to several leaks from trusted sources, she's not just another character. She's the main villain of Season 19. Insiders are calling her the Architect of Chaos, and for good reason. It's rumored that she will take over leadership of Price Beef while Nathan is distracted by his relationship with Amy. And instead of focusing on cattle, she'll focus on strategy, using blackmail, legal loopholes, and even sabotage to dismantle the Bartlett-Fleming Ranch from the inside. One of the most shocking alleged plot points? A betrayal from within. There are unconfirmed reports that someone close to the Bartlett family, possibly even a long-trusted worker or secondary character, has been secretly feeding information to Price Beef. This insider could be the reason behind a series of disasters that hit Heartland early in the season. Damaged equipment, failed deliveries, missing horses, mysterious injuries. Fans online have already started speculating. Could it be someone like Mitch, still holding on to resentment after things fell apart with Lou? Or is it someone less obvious? Someone we've all trusted for years? This betrayal arc is said to lead to one of the most dramatic mid-season cliffhangers in Heartland history. The ranch nearly being shut down after an anonymous complaint triggers a government inspection. Livestock, land, financial records, everything comes under fire. And for the first time in decades, Heartland may be forced to prove its worth to keep operating. But that's not all. While the Bartletts face outside threats, internal tensions explode. Amy and Nathan's growing bond, especially if a proposal is on the horizon, won't sit well with everyone. Jack, who has supported Amy through everything, may begin to question whether she's rushing into something too soon. His quiet disapproval could create an emotional rift that echoes through every conversation. Jack has always been the emotional anchor of the ranch, but according to sources, Season 19 will push him to his limit. He'll be forced to relive the pain of losing Ty, confront the fear of Amy getting hurt again, and battle his own doubts about the future of the ranch. Some fans are even theorizing that Jack will consider stepping back from leadership, or worse, handing over control of the ranch to someone else. This could set the stage for a bitter power struggle. Lou may want to bring in outside investors to save Heartland financially. Amy, holding on to tradition, may resist. Katie, caught between both worlds, may find herself pulled in a direction no one expects. And just when you think things can't get more complicated, Caleb steps back into the spotlight. As we hinted in Section 1, Caleb's feelings for Amy are far from gone. But what no one expected was how far he might go to fight for her. Some rumors suggest that he'll confront Nathan in a deeply emotional scene that ends in a physical altercation, something fans have never seen on this show before. This won't be just about Amy. It'll be about identity, masculinity, and years of bottled-up frustration finally exploding. But here's where things take a sharp twist. After the fight, Caleb disappears. Yes, gone. Without warning, without explanation. One episode ends with him leaving behind a letter and driving off. The letter's contents are unknown, but fans believe it will contain a final confession to Amy. Something raw and heartbreaking that forces her to look inward and question her choices. Could Caleb's exit be permanent? Some say yes. Others believe he'll return later in the season under unexpected circumstances, maybe even as part of a surprise alliance with another ranch. Meanwhile, the sabotage from Price Beef intensifies. Crops are mysteriously destroyed. Horses fall ill. Amy and Lou are forced to bring in outside help to keep things running, but every step forward seems to trigger another setback. It feels like they're being watched. Because they are. In one of the most chilling rumored sequences, Amy receives anonymous photos of her and Nathan taken from a distance. At first, it's brushed off as paranoia. But then, someone breaks into the ranch. Nothing is stolen, but something is left behind. A photograph of Ty. The message is clear. Amy's past is being used against her. And someone wants her to believe that moving on is not just wrong. It's dangerous. Whether this moment is a real threat or a psychological tactic remains to be seen, but it marks the beginning of a much darker tone for the series. Heartland has always balanced drama with warmth, but season 19 seems prepared to lean into high-stakes emotional storytelling like never before. As the family rallies together, or splinters apart, one thing is certain: this isn't just another season, this is a reckoning. Amy Fleming has always been the heart of Heartland. Her journey from a grieving teenager to a strong, compassionate horse whisperer has carried the show for nearly 2 decades. But in season 19, Amy faces something far more complicated than any wild stallion or ranch crisis. She's being pulled in 2 directions. Between a future with Nathan and a past that still haunts her, one that may never fully let her go. And now, new information suggests that this emotional tug-of-war won't just be internal. It's about to be written into the very fabric of the season. Let's start with the most talked-about leak. Amy will finally say goodbye to Ty. Not in a quiet, symbolic way, but in a deeply emotional arc that spans several episodes. This won't be easy for her. According to insiders, the writers have crafted scenes that show Amy wrestling with guilt, longing, and fear. She's in love with Nathan, or at least wants to be, but she's still grieving someone she never thought she'd lose. And in one episode, that grief takes on a new form, a flashback. But not just any flashback. Leaks suggest we'll see Amy dreaming or daydreaming scenes of her and Ty that the audience has never seen before. These aren't recycled clips from past seasons. They're newly filmed moments, intimate and emotional, designed to give fans one final glimpse into the love story that defined the show for so long. How is that possible? The word is Amber Marshall reached out to Graham Wardle personally, and he agreed to return in a guest role for these scenes. Not to resurrect Ty, but to help Amy, and the audience, truly let go. These moments are expected to be some of the most emotional in the show's history. Tears are almost guaranteed. But Ty's memory isn't the only ghost Amy is dealing with this season. Remember Marion, Amy and Lou's mother? Her legacy has always been part of the ranch. Her philosophy, her passion for horses, her deep connection to Heartland. It's in the air, the soil, the walls. But now, a long-hidden piece of her past is about to surface. And it might not be the story the family expected. According to a leak that's been spreading rapidly among fan circles, Amy will discover an old journal or a box of letters belonging to Marion, something hidden in the attic or tucked away in Jack's barn for years. Inside are confessions, observations, and stories from a time before Amy and Lou were born. And in those pages, a secret, something Marion never told anyone. Now, the exact nature of the secret is being kept tightly under wraps, but a few clues have leaked. Some fans believe it may involve a lost love, someone Marion cared about before marrying Tim. Others think it could be connected to a major decision she made that affected the ranch's future. One wild theory suggests Marion once considered selling Heartland during a financial crisis and never told Jack. Another, even more dramatic theory claims that Amy and Lou might not share the same father. While these are just theories, producers have hinted that the storyline will redefine how the family sees itself. And if true, it could shatter relationships, challenge loyalties, and force the characters to re-examine their roots. Jack, who has always held Marion on a pedestal, is said to be especially shaken by what comes out. His relationship with Amy and Lou may be tested as he processes the truth. It's not about blame, it's about identity. Who they are, who Marion really was, and what she wanted for the future of Heartland. At the same time, Amy is facing rising pressure from all sides. Nathan, deeply in love and tired of living in emotional limbo, may issue an ultimatum: move forward together or walk away. His sister, the Price Beef villain, continues to escalate her schemes, possibly even framing Heartland for something illegal. Lou is wrapped up in politics, and Katie is struggling to find her place. Jack is emotionally distant, Caleb is gone, and Amy feels alone. There's one scene, reportedly already filmed, where Amy has a full breakdown in the barn, surrounded by horses, overwhelmed by memories. It's said to mirror the emotional rawness of her grief after Ty's death, but with a different tone. This time, it's not just about loss. It's about letting go of the past in order to claim the future. This season asks Amy one central question: who are you when no one is left to define you? Is she Ty's widow, holding onto the past out of guilt? Or is she a woman with the right to find happiness again, even if that means walking a new, uncertain path? And it's not just her happiness on the line. The future of the ranch depends on her. The younger generation, Katie, Parker, even Lindy, are all looking to Amy as an example. If she falters, the family falters. But Amy's story isn't the only one reaching a boiling point. The walls of the Heartland Ranch have seen birth, death, celebration, and heartbreak. But in season 19, they may witness something entirely new: division. Because no matter how strong the family has been in the past, what's coming will push them all to the edge. And for the first time, the threat might not just be outside, it might come from within. We've already talked about betrayal. But in this part of the season, the betrayal is no longer rumor. It's confirmed. And it hits closer than anyone expected. According to several leaks that align with behind-the-scenes info from the set, the saboteur working with Price Beef isn't a stranger. It's someone tied to the family, a character we've seen in previous seasons, one that's been in the background, slowly building resentment. And when the truth comes out, it sends shockwaves through the ranch. Though the identity hasn't been officially leaked, fans are already speculating. Some think it's Mitch, feeling used and discarded after Lou's political rise. Others believe it could be Peter, frustrated by Lou's decisions and quietly harboring business ties to Price Beef. There's even a smaller theory suggesting Lisa, yes, Jack's longtime partner, could be hiding financial secrets that tie into the rival ranch's plan to force a hostile buyout. No matter who it is, this betrayal is personal. It isn't about money, it's about revenge. And once the truth comes out, sides are taken. Lou, increasingly distracted by her campaign, tries to manage the fallout like a politician, with control, spin, and damage control. Amy, in contrast, reacts emotionally. She feels blindsided, angry, and worst of all, unsure who she can still trust. Jack retreats, his health and energy fading under the pressure. And Katie? She's caught in the middle, old enough to understand, too young to fix anything. What comes next is the heart of season 19's most intense arc. Amy is forced to make a choice that divides the family. A legal offer comes to the table from Price Beef. If Amy agrees to merge the Heartland and Price operations under one name, essentially surrendering the independent Heartland brand, Price Beef will drop all complaints, withdraw their land disputes, and back off financially. On paper, it's a deal that saves the ranch. No more sabotage, no more lawsuits, stability for Lindy, for Katie, for the horses. But there's a catch. Heartland, as it has existed for decades, will be gone. Amy struggles with the decision. Nathan urges her to consider the future. Lou wants her to take the deal to protect her political image. Jack is furious at even the suggestion. And Lindy? In one quietly devastating scene, she asks Amy what will happen to the horses if the ranch is no longer theirs. The emotional weight of the moment is enormous. And here's where fans will feel the full force of Amber Marshall's performance. Amy breaking under pressure, haunted by visions of Ty, torn between her past and the next chapter. According to leaks, she will agree to sign the deal, but with conditions. She negotiates a clause that keeps the land under family ownership, even if the operations are managed jointly. It's a clever workaround, preserving some of the legacy while allowing them to survive. But not everyone is satisfied. Jack sees it as betrayal. Lou sees it as compromise. Katie sees it as necessary. And Amy, she doesn't know what to feel anymore. This decision leads to a temporary rift between Jack and Amy, possibly their biggest argument in the show's history. Jack, already battling health concerns hinted at earlier in the season, walks out of the ranch house without a word. For days, his absence is felt like a shadow. One theory even suggests Jack collapses off-screen and is found by Tim or Lisa, sparking a health crisis that forces the family to reevaluate everything. And just as things seem like they can't fall apart any further, another twist arrives. Caleb returns, not for revenge, not for Amy, but with news.